Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good morning, America. We are more than happy to present you the first quarter results for 2011. Our hosts for today are Mr. Tomasz Zadroga, President of the Management Board and CEO, and Wojciech Ostrowski, CFO of the company. My name is Przemek Wasilewski and I'm Head of Investor Relations. Before we start, some short technical information. Questions to be asked for the presentation should be delivered to us by email or by the formular presented on the web page. We will answer the question on a first come, first served basis, so please do not wait till the last moment. I think we are ready, so Mr. President.
Okay, good morning, America. Good afternoon, Europe. Nice meeting you again. Today we will present a quarterly result for the first quarter 2011. As you see, our financial statements, they are quite impressive. We will present few details regarding revenues, regarding costs and EBITDA margin and net profit. First of all, revenues, excluding LTCs, grew by more than 35%. The main reason of such an impressive growth is change of our trading model. As you know, we decided to sell our energy, most of them, roughly 90%, through power exchange. And it happens, roughly 90% is sold via Polish power exchange, and that's the main reason, because we eliminated intra-group transactions. But when we exclude this impact of this change, we still book really good growth when we compare this quarter to the first quarter of 2010. So when we eliminate, even if we eliminate impact of this change, we have grown in the first quarter in case of revenues. In case of EBITDA margin and net profit margin, we see first signs of our restructuring program. First of all, savings on the operational cost side are visible, and secondly, transaction of minority stakes in our subsidiaries is also shown. If you look at our net result attributable to the shareholders of mother company, you see that the exclusion is only roughly 20 million zloty in comparison to more than 200 million zloty in the first quarter of 2010. Anyhow, the net profit and EBITDA, mainly net profit increase is tremendous, and that's the first sign, as I mentioned, the first sign of our restructuring and consolidation program. Regarding turnover, generation capacity and generation production in generation assets, it is a bit flat, mainly due to renovation of 2 units in Bełchatów. It was forecasted by us, so that's not bad news to us. It was well known by the group. It was compensated by the generation in other coal assets. Renewable generation increased by more than 30%, which is a good sign to us. It will grow. We forecast few new projects, mainly in the wind generation. It will be announced later on, because currently we are working on the IPO of our renewable subsidiary, and first of all we will approve the new strategy presented by the management board of our renewable subsidiary. So hopefully this segment will grow in next 12, maybe 18 months. Distribution volume a bit lower, but comparable to the results shown in the first quarter of 2010. And retail turnover a bit higher than the average on the Polish market. The average is 1.4% average growth, and we grew by close to 2.5%. We are in the first phase of the new retail strategy, and we are sure that it will be shown in the results of next coming quarters. Consolidation and non-core disposals. I briefly presented impact on consolidation of the core assets on our results. Non-core assets still are in the process of disposal. 5 new non-core assets were disposed, and the largest asset, Polkomtel, will be disposed end of this quarter. Investment program. The largest investment currently being in the last phase, in the final phase of construction. New unit in Bełchatów is postponed, and it will have an impact on the electricity production, but will have no impact on the financial results. I mentioned that on the last conference when we presented 2010 year-end 2010 results. Let's go to page number 3. We decided to present few economic data, mainly prices on commodities. As you see, price of hard coal increased by 56%. Gas price increased by 9%, and CO2 allowance by 21%. And the prices on electricity in Poland on the market grew only from 5 to 7%. For us, we are on the safe side, because the main fuel to us is lignite, which has a stable price to us in a long-term run. So we are on the safe side, but in general, it shows potential negative impact on the sector, on other companies producing electricity mainly on the hard coal. Page number 4. Key factors just mentioned by us. Generation volume a bit higher. Sales to end users, as mentioned, increased by close to 2.5%, and distribution volume a bit lower, but roughly I could say flat. Page number 5. it's brief description of the generation by the generation sources. As mentioned, small decrease in Bełchatów, covered by our assets, hard coal-fired. Page number 6, Mr. Ostrowski, our CFO, will present briefly.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. And I would like just shortly confirm what was mentioned by our president, that you can see on this slide this sales, excluding this additional the changes in the trading model, that you see that this sales increase roughly 8%, and close to 6% excluding LTC. What is for us important, the same, it was the increase in EBIT on similar level, and EBITDA as well. Obviously, when we exclude LTC, this increase is lower. The main reason for this lower increase in profitability than sales is related mostly to the increase of the prices of CO2 and this rights which we have for the renewables in Poland, renewables energy, in this certificates of origin. That this is main reason why is not is this 1-2% lower EBITDA increase than sales. I think that based on this information, we are keeping very good margin, EBITDA margin, which is between 36 excluding LTC to 38 almost including LTC. Which I think that giving us the right position between all players in Europe. What I think that is still good from our perspective is the very good balance sheet. The indebtedness indicators of the indebtedness are very low. You can see that net debt to EBITDA is close to 0.1. Therefore, I think that we have still very good position and possibility to develop in the future. On the next slide, you can see just the confirmation of these figures which we mentioned, and I think that what is for us the most important is this increase earning per share, which increased close to 27%, because we are working for our shareholders. That you can see that this impact of the consolidation last year is visible, and it was predictable by us, but not everybody believed it. On the slide number 8, you can see the impact of our segments for EBITDA. The biggest is the conventional. This increase 94 million, but this is two main reasons for this increase. One is the increase of the prices of the energy, and second one is movement between wholesale and conventional because of the change in model, and in reality decrease of the margin for turnover of the electricity inside the group. You can see in backup slides the detailed description. We are talking about closely 30 million 30 million Polish zloty between wholesale and conventional. The second, our very positive segment, this is distribution, which increased almost 90 million, and this is pure distribution increase related to the increase of the distribution tariffs. Some small decrease, 24 million in retail. It is really because 24.5 in reality millions. It is the additional cost of the certificates of origin, Therefore, excluding this, we have the same result of retail, despite of the situation of the very big competition on the market. On the slide number 9, you can see just the confirmation for the current debt position that we have this net debt to EBITDA 0.1 and net debt to equity 0.02. Therefore, I think that this is very good start for development of the company. This moment, I would like to give the voice to our chairman.
Just few words regarding capital expenditures, investments in the first quarter. We face a small decrease, mainly in conventional generation. It is caused by the postponement on the new unit in Bełchatów. So it is only postponed. As you see, increase in distribution, renewables, and all other assets. So what can we say is that we foresee huge increase in renewables because of the new projects to be started this year. And of course, in conventional generation, because we will spend previously budgeted amount for the new unit in Bełchatów. Regarding tender, all other projects, mainly Opole and Turów. In Opole case, we foresee to get final bids end of this quarter, and to start with the final constructor to start the construction end of this year. In Turów, we want to finalize tender process until year end, and hopefully to start formal construction next year. Of course, we are interested. That's our strategy to change our fuel mix. That's why we decided to invest into gas-fired power plants, mainly CHPs, but also we foresee to start 2 new units gas-fired in Dolna Odra, and to change fuel in Dolna Odra from hard coal to gas and biomass. That's our new project. It was mentioned in the last quarters, but now it seems much more visible than before. Retrofits are well known. We need to change our units and to modernize them, and to prepare them to run after 2016 in line with the new regulations regarding the emission of dusts, SOx and NOx. In case of nuclear project, we are just in time. As you know, the lower chamber of Polish Parliament voted for the new nuclear law last week, and we foresee it will be approved by the higher chamber of the Polish Parliament and the President until end of this quarter. So we are in line with our timetable to start the official tender for the technology this year. We assume to start it in end of third quarter, and to finalize the tender and to point out the technology and the first site end of 2013, and to start first generation in 2020, which seems really possible. That's fine. It's enough for now. Of course, we present additional slides, additional pages with a much more detailed explanation of our results, but I think that Q&A session, will be much better to all of us to discuss our results in the first quarter. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. As said, the questions should be asked via email or the formula on the web page. Then the question will be read out by myself and answered by the executives. The first question from Tomasz Duda of Ipopema. Regarding disposal of Polkomtel, what percentage of profit on Polkomtel disposal will be allowed to dividend, and would the dividend be paid out in 2011 or 2012?
That's well known in our strategy. We want to pay dividend in between 40 and 50% of net profit, of the consolidated net profit, which is equal to the net profit of the mother company. As you see, the minorities or the result net profit attributable to the shareholders of the mother company. So we also we will ask for 40 to 50% of net profit coming out from Polkomtel disposal as well. That's our strategy for us. That's typical net profit. So from 40 to 50%, and of course we will ask for a dividend. Of course, we will ask our shareholders for a dividend to be paid in the standard procedure. So in 2012.
Thanks. Then the set of questions from Fred Barazi of Goldman Sachs. The first one is, can you give any guidance for the long-term contract compensation figure for this year?
As you know, we do not present any forecasts, but it was mentioned by us 3 months ago. I remember that we mentioned that this year will be a bit higher than the last year, and it will almost disappear in 2012 and the following years.
We are talking about the 2011, as it was mentioned, that it will be much higher than 2010, but obviously below 2 times higher. From other side, this 2012 probably decrease, and this disappear from 2013.
The second question, the growth in distribution EBITDA for the first quarter was over 20%. Do you expect similar growth rate for the full year in distribution?
I think that we expect the increase, but currently I think that it's difficult to confirm that we will keep this percentage of the increase. But obviously this increase will be significant.
And similarly, do you expect the lower EBITDA in the other segment to continue for the rest of the year?
I think that regarding the wholesale, probably it should be comparable, but we can't say if it will be 10-20% plus minus. For retail, in our opinion, it will be very good to keep levels from the previous years because of the increase of this the certificates of origins, of the price of this, and very big competition on the market, which we are very often winning, but we can't confirm that we can keep the profitability from last years.
Then, if the new Bełchatów unit doesn't come online until the end of the year, will you be fully compensated for this?
In general, yes, we will be fully compensated by not the insurance policy, but the penalty fees.
And final question from Fred Barazi. Do you have any plans to give some medium-term financial target or an updated CapEx plan?
Investment plan, financial plan. Not at all. We are still not ready to publish guidance or forecasts for next coming years, but we are much closer than before. First of all, now we see the real picture of the consolidated business, so it is much easier to forecast consolidated results of the group. But we still need a few months to be fully prepared to present reliable forecasts. So please give us a few months more to be ready to discuss about forecasts, investment forecasts, and financial results forecasts.
Thank you. Then questions from Igor Kuzmin of Morgan Stanley. First question regarding hard coal costs. It is reasonable to assume that the growth in hard coal cost recognized in first quarter is representative for the full year.
It is difficult to say. Of course, that's the commodity on the market. And what we presented is the hard coal price in Europe. The increase in Poland is much lower, of course, but anyhow, the Polish price will follow the European one. Currently, we need to carefully check if it is one-off on the market, and the European price will go down or not. Currently, it is too early to foresee the tendency of the price, and of course, you know that we have long-term contracts with Polish hard coal mines, and the hard coal price is still under control. But anyhow, it is a huge question mark for all investments hard coal fired, and we will deeply discuss that with the miners, with the Polish miners mainly, and of course we will carefully check the tendencies on the European market. So now it is difficult to predict, but anyhow it is under strict control of our operational businesses.
Second question from Igor Kuzmin. When it is realistic to expect penalties from Alstom to be received, the penalties for delay in Bełchatów?
I know that's would be nice to know, but anyhow we cannot say anything we've just said. Sorry for that. It is top secret information, but anyhow I confirm what I said previously, that the delay in Bełchatów will have no negative impact on our financial results.
Then two questions on CO2 issue. On free allowances in 2013 to 20 period, is application process for these allowances on track at national level?
I would say we've just got a recommendation given by the European Commission. Now we are in the under discussion procedure with the Polish government, which is also responsible for the final decision regarding the path, the CO2 allowances path for the years 2013 and 20. And of course we are interested in the best scenarios, but currently it hasn't been decided yet, but it will be in the next coming months. In general, it should be finalized until end of September.
And next question on this issue: what are the latest plans in carbon capture and storage technology?
I think that currently it's very difficult to answer the question regarding carbon capture storages because we are started once again discussion for the coverage of the investment cost, but the same it is not just the question for the investment but for the operational costs, which the same should find some coverage, as we can see currently in the renewables energy production. And I think that this is something what is necessary to talk on the level of the government, but the same on the European level, because we are not talking just about Polish, but the same some other project of CCS in Europe. Therefore, this moment we don't, we can't confirm what is the timeline and the schedule for this CCS investment. We are discussing with the governmental bodies for some coverage of the costs related to this project.
Thank you. Next question from Evgeny Olkovich from Bank of America. Can you please give us a bit more color on the nuclear law currently considered by the Parliament? What benefits does it bring to PGE?
The main benefit is that we are allowed to start an official process. Currently, up to date, we have run the first phase of this process to be prepared for the next step when we have this law. Without this law, we cannot start the official tender for the technology. Now we can. Hopefully, we will do that in next 6 weeks, because of course we need to get a final decision of the higher chamber of the Polish Parliament and the final approval given by the President. So the main benefit is that we are allowed to start this process, and that's the main benefit.
The second question: are there any updates on Energa transaction?
No, unfortunately not. We are still waiting for the decision of the anti-monopoly court. Nothing new.
Thanks. Then the question from Natalie Casali from JP Morgan. Can you give us an update on the court case regarding long-term contract compensations?
Regarding this contract, that it was stopped because of the lack of the chief of the regulatory body, and currently this chief was just confirmed, and we understand that in the near future this issue will return. But we don't have currently any schedule for any detailed information and a detailed date for the continuation of this process.
And then second question, a follow-up to CO2 issue. Do you expect Polish government to apply to European Commission for the full 70% free carbon allowances in 2013?
Yes, that's our estimation.
Okay, and that's all what I have on my mailbox. We will kindly wait a few more seconds for questions to come. Obviously, if you have any questions or comment, you can contact us directly via phone or email later on. And if there are no questions coming, we say thank you and see you next quarter.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye.